So we're going to continue. So you should have your little piece of paper out, or you should have your sketchbook, your pencils, your little pencil cap erasers, if you have some of those in your house, you know. So we finished the basic structure of the room, and we continued that floor into this hallway here on the right side. I'm going to show you how to do a basic light fixture. Draw a vertical line right through your vanishing point, and that will kind of give you the center line for your ceiling. Draw an oval. I'm going to put it a little further back. Let's draw an oval. So we're going to start from the bottom of the light fixture and kind of build it. This is the base of the light fixture where it meets the ceiling. Bring 2 lines straight down and make a cylinder. Let's just draw like a cylinder, a short one that looks basically like a dog dish or a tray. Now we have drawn cylinders before, so we are building on skills that you should know if you did the assignments from earlier in the year. This is just a short, very short cylinder. So it kind of looks like a deep tray or like a cake pan. That's the kind of shape we're going for. It's like a cake pan, upside down and stuck to the ceiling. All right. So you could have a basic light like that, or you could do this. We could put a piece of glass, like a glass dome. This is a very common light fixture here, which is usually put in hallways or in the middle. Larger ones are put in the middle of the room. We're going to put a little glass dome. So it looks like it's sitting in the tray, like a little glass dome like that. Okay, so now we got something that looks like this. Oftentimes the glass dome kind of has a little metal piece like this at the top, or I should say hanging at the bottom, and then a little knob. So let's just, the little knob is called a finial. So you could put like a little ball on the end, something like that. Or it could be a little, like a little pointy, like an acorn shape. Or it could just be round, something like that. Okay. And it's just like a little decorative piece of metal. You come up with the shape that you like. It could be crystal, it could be metal, it could be whatever. It could be in the shape of a diamond, it could have facets. I made a little fancier one right there. Okay. Now, if you're like, that looks too basic, Mrs. Hahn, I want something a little fancier. What you could do is I'm going to make some holes at the bottom of that tray, and I can hang some crystals off of it. So I could just make little round crystals. This is like, you can't see it very well. So I'm just, because it's so small and far away, I'm just using little circles and then a dot, a little circle and a dot to represent like chandelier crystals. So let's say this person doesn't want a basic room. They do want something a little fancier. So a round little circle, a dot, a little circle, a dot, and then hang it on the little metal base. That little disc at the bottom that looked like this, that had the finial attached to it. Okay. So then there would be, the crystals would, here's a close-up. So there's a little metal piece that's really, really small on the base of this wall ceiling light, might have little holes, and then the crystals would attach to that. So let me show you. There's a wire. You could do something like that, have it hang like that. So you kind of have to think about, okay, how do these things, how are they constructed, right? You can't just make something and have it just go nowhere or attach to some mysterious place that you can't see. You kind of have to make things look how they really do look in real life. And it makes for a more realistic drawing. Okay? So we have a fancy light fixture now. Maybe instead of a plain band, maybe we could put some, oval jewels there. Maybe between the lines of crystals. Now we put some oval jewels, and maybe we could put like a little line, a little metallic rim on the bottom to make that look a little fancier. So as you add more detail, it's going to look fancier, a little bit more than basic. Okay. Oval. Okay. The base of a ceiling fan is like this little metal cap that you attach to the ceiling, right? But it's normally not big. It's usually small. So I'm drawing a oval because when you look at a circular object from an angle, it's always an oval, right? So that's why I'm trying to draw an oval here, trying to. Then we're going to drop 2 straight vertical lines down and then draw another oval like that. So what it looks like basically is a can of tuna fish, or a little container, a little cylinder shaped container. Okay, so that's going to be basically that's going to be the base of our ceiling fan, and then have a pole, because usually a ceiling fan, I usually see kind of like a little extension pole, so that's hanging down a little bit. I mean, not so low that it'll hit the top of somebody's head, but there's a pole there. Okay. And then we're going to draw just like the end of that pole. Okay. Now, let's talk about the light. There's usually like a light, or not. Sometimes you can have a ceiling fan that has no light. You can actually buy a ceiling fan that's just a fan. But sometimes there is a light. I'm going to draw a little round light. And it's going to be shaped like a little like an acorn, or like a little dome, something like that. Something like this. Draw an oval close to the top of that light. Okay, it's gonna, one side of the oval is going to be right above the light. And this oval is really important when you're drawing a ceiling fan. So when we draw the ceiling fan, we are going to kind of cut out the blades of our ceiling fan in perspective. It's going to be in perspective. You're going to see how thick the blades of the ceiling fan are if those angles are kind of coming at us. And the ceiling fan is going to attach here to the end of this pole. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw these, what looks almost like these paddles and have them end at the edge of the oval like that. Okay, so I'm drawing lines that go to the oval. So those are going to be the blades of the ceiling fan. And I'm going to erase the oval in between the blades so that you can see the blades better. So can you see the blades of the ceiling fan? Okay. They look a little weird right now because we haven't drawn the edges of the ceiling fan. So the edge, so you have to show, and the side, you have to show the thickness of the material that make up the paddles of the ceiling fan. And that's going to take a little bit of delicate drawing because it's so thin. This one is from period 8. They wanted a ceiling fan, so we did a traditional one with like a little chain. Now, Kayla, you said, why not spotlights? You mean the kind of lights that are just like in the ceiling, like little openings like that? You can definitely have recessed lighting, but think about the recessed lighting. What kind of room a recessed lighting situation would be in? It would probably be in a living room or dining. Well, it might be in a dining room, but some people, I have them in my dining room. But most of the time it's kind of like in a family room or a living room. And I don't know, some people might have it in their bedroom. So if you wanted to make recessed lighting, you would draw an oval, and then you would draw a little rim around the oval like that. So after you do that, you would just draw a little, like just a little hint of the light bulb inside. And sometimes there's like a texture on the inside, like these little ridges. You could do that if you want, like little lines. So this one is smaller than that one, but in reality, that one should be lower. I should have drawn that lower because it's further away and closer to the back of the room. So let me draw that again and just draw it a little bit lower. And it should be smaller because it's further away, right? And then let's make one even closer. Let's just put one here and make that a little bit bigger and have that be kind of off the paper a little bit. Okay. Okay. So now we have 3 recessed lights. You could have some track lights if you want. That's a type of lighting that we did not mention. And track lights are basically are on a bar, a metal bar, like that. You can have there be like a rectangle on the end of that bar. Let's see here. That might have to go like this, like that, and create like a long 4-sided pole. Have it go to the vanishing point. So on the end, there's like a little square. See that? The line should go to the corner there. Okay, and then you do a little right angle end to the pole right here, right there. Okay, so it looks like a little pole, and then we have to somehow attach some lights to that. So we're going to put hang a cylinder off of this, And I'm just drawing one. Okay, so when you do something and it's repeated, like track lighting, you'll have like a light here, here, and maybe one more here. And let's say they're all, let's just make this easy on us and make them all facing the same direction and make them all the same. Just because we're just, going over the basics today. This is going to be a cylinder. Then there's a pole coming out of the cylinder. Okay, so we're making a skinnier cylinder basically. Okay, and then it looks like it goes right into another cylinder like this. Okay, so that is a track light. If you wanted to make it look like some of the others, you could make the back of the track light, look smaller. You could like do, this type of thing if you wanted to. But it seems like a lot of very nice, modern, expensive types of lighting, furniture, they all really, a lot of them just have very, very basic kind of clean lines and shapes. And sometimes I'm like, this couch is $10,000? Why? It looks so basic. But a lot of modern furniture seems to kind of be like that. So here's my one track light. So what I'm saying is, in order to draw the other ones in the correct size, all you have to do is take some cues from the vanishing point. So from here, I'm going to just draw some temporary lines. Where I just drew that line, that new line, is where I would put the pole that comes out of the base of the track, like that. And it's going to be about that small. The width is up to you. You have to just use your best judgment. There isn't any kind of a formula for that. And then I'm going to put another one down here. And they are just basically vertical lines that go toward this guideline. It's like if I was using the vanishing point to draw 3 vases. As it goes toward the vanishing point, the vases should look, they could be the same exact vase, but they should get smaller and smaller and smaller. All right, so that's where the base of the track light goes. Okay, so I'm going to erase that guideline. Then I'm going to figure out where this little skinny pole should end. So I go up to the edge where that one ends and draw a guideline to the vanishing point. So that pole should end right there. Okay, like that. Okay. And then, unfortunately, this one is at an angle. That's not going to really help us. So we're kind of on our own to draw these because they're at an angle. So when you draw the light fixture itself, just make sure that you draw them getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Doesn't have to be 100% accurate. Just have the ones in toward the back of the room look obviously smaller.
Hello.
They can't see you, huh? Your daughter wants to say hello. Oh yeah, she wants to show you her Among Us plushie. And then she got a mini crewmate. Oh, okay. Here you go. Here you go.
Yay.
And it squeaks. Okay, so that's that's how to draw track lights. They're not perfect. They're kind of ugly, but at least there is lights in this room. In order for you to control the lights, however, you should have at least a light switch on the wall. So right by this opening, let's say that's the doorway, you should have a light switch located about halfway, at least around the halfway mark. Why? Because if it's up any higher, so-called average person, average sized person or height person cannot reach that light switch. So you wouldn't put it all the way up here or anything like that. Okay, so I just drew 2 vertical parallel lines. So what you want to do now is, okay, Nadira, I just saw that, Oh, I marked you on time because I saw you. You weren't that late. Okay, I'm going to draw the bottom of that light switch, and now this is just the front of the light switch plate, okay? We haven't drawn like the side edge, and that's going to be really skinny. We're going to use vanishing point 1 to draw the bottom, and we're going to use vanishing point 1 to also draw the top, like that. Okay, and you'll notice that the 2 angles are different because of their relationship to the horizon line. The closer the line, the line that you're drawing gets to the horizon line, the straighter it looks, and then the further away it gets, the more angled it will look. If we want to make that light switch look like it's 3-dimensional, just draw an extra line, really thin line to the right of it, right? And then just draw a slightly angled line going down at the top and going up at the bottom. So that's a light switch. It looks like a cell phone stuck to the wall. And what you could do is just draw like a little, it's just one of those little light switches that you push down, or you push down on the top, or you push down on the bottom. Or it could look like this. Let me show you. Or it could be like this, where you have it could be like one of these guys, where you like pull it up or pull it down. That's like called a dimmer. If you want to dim your spotlights, we don't know what this connects to. It could connect to the spotlights and the track light. So let's just say it connects to both of them, okay? Or you could add another light switch on the right next to this light switch, right? If you want to. If you must, go ahead. We need a switch. How do we turn that light on? How do we even control that? The older ones have chains that hang down and constantly hit you on the head that you pull on this little chain. But now they have ceiling fans where it's just controlled by a light switch on the wall. So the light switch should be kind of not too high. It should be next to the doorway so that when you enter a room, the light switch is right there and you can flick on the light or control the fan, whatever you want, right? So let's draw that light switch next to the doorway and just kind of make a two skinny lines, because we're looking at this in perspective and it's on a side wall. So far this is what I have. I just drew 2 skinny lines like that, right? And for the bottom of the light switch, I'm going to draw to vanishing point 1, and for the top also draw the top using vanishing point 1, and you'll get 2 slightly angled lines. Okay, so that is a light switch. Do a little thin edge. It almost looks like there's a cell phone stuck on the wall there. Okay? So this line is slightly angled downward and this one's slightly angled upward on the side of the light switch. But this light switch needs two controls. So why don't we draw two rectangles, and they should be both going, the bottom should be lined up with vanishing point 1 and 2, just like the actual outside of the light switch. And this is really small, so it's kind of hard to show you, but I have two rectangles here. So just like the light fixture, we have to work from like the back to the front. The first thing that we are going to draw is a headboard. It's going to block out part of the window. And let's make this bed not humongous, but well, let's make this a bed a full-size bed. Okay, we don't want to, we don't want a twin. That's small, right? You can go all out and make this into your dream room. So let's make this bed at least a queen or a full-size bed. So I'm just doing some light sketching, and I'm going to make a headboard here. Okay. Okay. So I just hand drew this. I'm not using a ruler. Because I'm thinking about making this headboard an upholstered headboard. So there's some stuffing and some fabric. So I want it to look a little rounded. I'm going to erase the bottom of the windows because the headboard is right in front of that. Or it's not right up against the windows. Let's just pretend that there is like maybe 10 inches between the headboard and the window. So there's a space between them, right? It's not right up against the windows. That way we could also add maybe some curtains or something like that. So this headboard is right here, and a headboard also has legs, right? So where the legs hit the floor is going to indicate how far off the wall the headboard is. Is it like a foot in front of that back wall, or is it right up against the back wall? If you put the legs closer to this line right here, which is the bottom line of the back wall where it meets the floor, it's going to be right up against the wall. If you make the legs longer and have it be a little bit lower, what that's going to say is it may be like a foot off the back wall. And I think I want a little bit of space, right? You don't want that cold, drafty window. You don't want to feel that, right? So we're going to have it a little bit far up from the, like a little bit away from that wall. So this is just the headboard. So if you went to a store, this is what you would buy. This and maybe a footboard if you wanted. Some beds may just have a headboard, and people might not really be into this idea of having a footboard. So I'm just hand drawing the headboard part. If it's covered in fabric, maybe you want to have some buttons, right? So I'm going to draw some buttons. Yeah, just going to put a button in the middle, button near the end, and then maybe one in between. That's how I'm able to kind of try to, space out the buttons a little bit more evenly. Draw a circle in the middle, maybe a little further up than that. Then a circle near the end, right? And then a button in between those two, like that. Now, doesn't that look like buttons on a headboard, right? So, if you wanted to look more upholstered, what you could do is you could put what looks like wrinkles. like that. Looks kind of like a starfish, right? I could put one more leg there. And that could represent that the button is like pushed into the fabric and it's making like wrinkles. Or you could just use lines like that and mix that with those kind of starfishy type of shapes. See that? Okay. Or you could just leave the buttons like as it is and not do the wrinkles if you don't like how that looks. It just depends on what you like. There's no right or wrong with this. So, you know, have fun with this. I want you to kind of use your imagination. If you want to add a pattern to the fabric, go for it. Or if you want it to be a solid color, leave it alone. If you want stripes, go for it. If you want zebra stripes, look up zebra stripes and put some zebra stripes and go a little wild and crazy with this. It's up to you what your style is. Okay. So now we have to think about the mattress, right? We got a mattress. We got the thing that holds up the mattress. So we have to kind of think about the mattress as like a box. So the back of the mattress that is right up against the headboard might be shaped like this. Okay. So the mattress, let's just say that the mattress is a nice deep mattress. It's about this thick. Okay. And it covers up part of the let's pretend that this is the back side of the mattress. So what I'm trying to show you is how deep the mattress is, how thick it is, right? So I'm using just hand drawing because you don't want the mattress to look like a hard plastic box. You know, if you used a ruler, it'll look too mechanical and it won't look curvy and soft. And we want it to look a little curvy and soft. All right, now we got to figure out what this bed looks like at the end, like where it's closest to us, the foot of the bed. This bed is not going to have a footboard. Okay, it's not going to have a footboard. Okay, this is going to be the end of the mattress that is closest to us, right? And because it's closer, we have to draw it bigger. Right here. Okay. So we're going to draw this by hand. You can use a ruler, but then your mattress is going to look so hard, like it's made out of stone, if you have really, really sharp angles and straight lines. So I just wanted to have a little bit of a curvy look, a soft, cushy look. So I'm going to give my corners a little bit of a rounded look. Also, I'm going to erase, unfortunately, have to do a lot of erasing of this floor if you're going to put furniture down on it or have things, you know, on there. Okay, so that is the one end of the mattress. This is the other end of the mattress that is in our face. It's like facing us. It's the closest side. Pretend there's a point right here and connect. Okay, like that. Now I'm drawing the top of the mattress. Same here with this corner and this corner. You see, now we see the mattress. But now all of this gets blocked by the mattress itself. So you have to go and, you know, erase that. Right? And you could go over with hand-drawn lines like that. Ooh, that's a nice thick mattress. Okay. Okay, but the mattress has to kind of sit inside something, right? So it could at least sit in a little wooden tray or a box And there are some bed styles that look like that. Using the ruler, I'm going to draw a little tray or a little box for that mattress to sit inside of. Okay, like that. And it's going to be a little bit, it's going to lift the mattress off the floor just a little bit. But it's literally like a wooden tray, very modern. Okay, like that. It's going to have to go past the mattress a little bit. You know, because it's got to be like a box which the mattress has enough room to kind of like sit inside of. So you got to make the line come out just a little bit. Just make the line go past the bottom of the mattress just a little bit, okay? Because that wood has its own thickness. Okay, and then erase what's on the inside. Okay, and then to draw the top of that, I would draw from the corner of that rectangle to the vanishing point line to kind of draw the side of the tray to the vanishing point line. Okay, so now this bed looks a little weird. I'm not crazy about this tray sitting on the floor idea. I think it needs a foot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little foot that sits on the floor like that. Yeah, I think that looks better just to kind of lift it up a little bit. Kind of shaped like a toilet plunger. So if you don't like that, you could change it to something else. Okay, but it's kind of like, it's got like a little rounded piece of wood. It's a piece of turned wood. We could put like another little rounded piece on the bottom so it looks less like a toilet plunger, okay? Okay. Okay. All right, yeah, now that looks a little bit better. And for some reason, the bottom looked like it was a little too low for some reason. I feel like it has to have the height, yeah, of like the legs up here. So it looked like it wasn't looking quite right. So I'm going to add like another little knob here and push it off the floor even more. Okay, now I'm starting to think that looks a little bit better. This is a little wonky. For some reason, I think I made this part of the little tray, the bed frame, a little bit too skinny here. So let me just adjust that, make it even to the other side. Okay. So yeah, I think the legs, giving it a little height off the floor makes it look a little bit more like it's in line with how high up the mattress is back here by the window area. So it just didn't look right when it was just sitting on the floor in the wooden tray. So how do you make blankets? Easy. All you have to do is, you could do this by hand or just draw lightly. Right? But I like to do it by hand. Just draw a very light ruler line as your guide, and then just by hand draw over it. And then go past the mattress line, because the blanket is sitting on the mattress, right? So it has its own thickness. You're going to go past the mattress and then come out a little bit. Go past the mattress and then come out a little bit like that. Okay? This frame that the bed is sitting in, you should be able to see up and over the top of it, so it should have a little thickness to it. But first I want to show you how I drew the blanket. You see, the blanket goes past the mattress on there. And then you would erase that inside line. Now it looks like you have a nice thick blanket on top at least. Okay. Would you see this line here? Yeah, you could leave some of it just to indicate, just lightly, just to indicate that there's a change in angle on the blanket, because as it's just kind of tucked in. I don't know how you guys are with your beds. Do you make your bed every morning? Do you tuck in your blanket and, you know, are you really like strict about that? Do you tuck in your sheets, just make it nice and tidy? Or do you just kind of like throw your blankets back on? You know, everybody has their own kind of thing. And then if you have a whole bunch of pillows, well, that's going to take forever. Right? You gotta put all the pillows back on there. So now I have a double line here just to indicate that this slat of wood has a certain thickness to it, right? Oh, wait a minute, we got a headboard, but where's the pillows? You need some pillows, right? So the pillows are also things you don't want to draw with a ruler because it's going to look like it's a hard block. So what you want to do with pillows is, if they're sitting up against the headboard, just draw them by hand. You know how like they get all smushy because your head is, you know, laying on there? And just make a slightly trapezoidal shape, saying that maybe they're kind of tilted up against the headboard and the bottom part is like kind of angled towards you a little bit, okay? So there's a pillow, okay? Since this is a pretty big bed and it's not a twin size, let's put another pillow here. Yeah. You might be like, Mrs. Hahn, what was the whole point of drawing all those buttons if we were going to cover that up? Well, we didn't know we were going to cover it up. This is a very kind of organic process here. We're trying to figure out what we want, right? So here's another one right here. Just draw it by hand so that it looks nice and soft, right? Looks curvy and soft. It shouldn't look like a hard box. Okay, and if you want to put, if you want to put some sort of stripes, or you want to put, well, I feel like if there's wooden floor, that's enough stripes for me. I wouldn't do stripes. If you want to draw flowers, you know, that's up to you. Don't, you know, whatever you do though, don't make it look like a 5-year-old's room, unless you want it to look like a 5-year-old's room. Okay, just something, you know. Right? And then you could have, you know, it's tricky. When you are drawing something that's flat, like on top of a bed, you have to draw, let's say these flowers are going to have to look like ovals. Why? Because of perspective. So that they look like they're like flat on the bed. You see what I'm saying? You can't have a flower look like this. You see the difference here? That looks like a flower that's pasted up against a wall vertically. This looks like a flower that's flat and it's laying on the bed or the ground or a horizontal surface. So you have to think about that when you're also drawing a rug on the floor, right? Because a rug has to look like it's flat on the floor, not like it's standing up like a wall. So you gotta, you know, make this a little bit more oval looking, like that. Okay, I know we only have like about 4 minutes. Don't anyone go yet. All right, some of you came late today, so please come here on time tomorrow, because we don't want you to, you know, be like, oh, what's going on? I have no idea. All right, so, Malika, you're really late today. You're really late. We did the ceiling light. We started drawing our bed, and that it's not an easy thing. We are making a video of this, so you know, you can watch the video, but I'll do the best we can. Yeah, if you guys are coming in the last like minute or two, I don't know. Like, I don't think I can give you credit for being here because you missed pretty much the whole class. So here we made an upholstered bed. We put a blanket on there. Tomorrow, let's think of one more piece, at least one or two more pieces, maybe like a side table, a dresser, and let's draw a rug, which is incredibly easy. Let's draw a rug real quick right now because it's very easy, right? This is how you draw a rug. You just draw a rectangle. So let's say the rug is back here, starts back here. You want to put it under the bed, right? You want to put it under your important piece of furniture. So the rug is from here, it goes behind the bed, and it ends right there. And then use a vanishing point and go to the end of that line on the left, like that, right? And then from here, right, like that. And if you want the rug to extend past the bed, then certainly you're going to have to go and erase all of the wooden floor lines. If you're like, oh no, I worked really hard, I don't want to erase them, that's fine. Don't draw a rug. Or you can draw a rug that's an oval. Maybe you can do an oval like that, and then have that oval go off, go off the paper in the front. Unfortunately, I don't have a formula for drawing an oval in perspective. I know that there is. What you're supposed to do is draw a box and then crisscross it and then fit the oval inside the box. But I think we could just draw it by hand. And it is kind of a shame to erase this wooden floor we worked so hard on. So let's go with the oval rug. Why not? And then just erase the floor part inside the oval rug. I know, don't be upset, don't be upset. At least we can keep the floor back here. All right. All right. So where should the bed be? Should it be against the back wall, like period 2 did it, like that, against the back wall? Or should we draw it like kind of toward the front of the room, like in front of this window, like a little closer to us? What would you like? You want to put it like this way? Okay, so you want like the headboard to be here? Okay. So, okay, let's do it like that. So, let's draw the headboard. So we're going to start from like the very head of the bed and we're going to go across, right? And I'm keeping my eye on the time because it's only a couple minutes. But if we were to draw the headboard, let's just draw the side of the headboard, okay, the side of the headboard. And that's going to look like, I'm going to just hand sketch it for now. It's just going to look like a really skinny rectangle, like that, okay? That's basically the height of the edge of the headboard, right? I made it below the line that separates the floor from the wall. And the further below the line you go, the further off the wall you're saying the bed is from the wall, like the further away from the wall. I don't want it to be that far away from the wall, so what I'm going to do is just make it a little bit shorter, maybe about here. That looks good. So now I'm going to go over that with my neater looking lines, like that, right? And just draw it a little bit more neater because that was just a rough sketch to figure out how tall I wanted the headboard to be. And headboards come in all kinds of sizes. They come extremely large. And this is just going to be very kind of boxy. You would use the vanishing point to draw the front of the headboard, like where you would rest your head, and the bottom of the wood part. Let's put it over here. Okay. And let's stop it right before the corner like that. Okay. And if we extend that down, we're going to extend the legs. How far should the legs go down? You would take the cue from this leg, go down to this leg, go to the corner, create a point there, and then draw a guideline to vanishing point 2. So this leg should stop right about here. Okay. So then it should be skinnier than this leg, or this. Okay, this is going to be the front of that leg. Okay, like that. And we need to draw the front of this leg. And the front bottom of that leg would be a vanishing point, one line. So it should be angled like this. It should be a vanishing point, one line, and then it would be a line that tilts slightly up like that, because this is drawn in 2-point perspective, because we're looking at this leg here from the corner. So I'll give you a little close-up of that. Okay, and then this should also kind of go slightly up, and you should see the other side of that leg too. So everything has to have a side to it. Everything has a thickness to it, and that should show in your drawing. Like that. So that you can see it, I'm going to shade this side here. So you can see the difference between the two sides. I'm going to shade that side, and I'm going to shade this side here. Okay, can you see the two sides now? Those are the corresponding sides that I shaded. So the headboard, now it just looks like a headboard sitting up against the wall. So that's not really a bed, but that's how you should start to construct your bed. We're just getting into this. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. We'll finish up the bed tomorrow, and then think about some other small pieces of furniture that could be in the room, and maybe a rug or something. So, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Great ideas, guys. I love this. Love these lights. Although I think that's kind of ugly. I drew that ugly. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. So I'm going to show you how to draw a bed from the side here. It's against the side wall. And what we're going to do is I'm going to draw the headboard. This bed is going to have a headboard. It's not just going to be a mattress on a frame. It's going to have a nice headboard. So let's draw the side of the headboard right here. And we're just going to show how thick that piece of wood is. That is the headboard. So I'm just drawing just a tall, long, skinny rectangle like that. Okay, I'm just sketching it out like that. Okay, that's going to be the height of my headboard. Okay, and you might be like, what is that? That doesn't look like a headboard. That's the side of my headboard. So we're going to draw everything from the side here. And now I'm going to go and clean up the edges, or clean up my drawing, and put in my more permanent neat lines. Okay, I'm just going to move it over just a little bit. And you're going to see what this is in a moment. Okay, it will be revealed. Make that a little parallel. Okay, so the bottom of the bed is right over here. It's just right above the edge of the edge of the paper right there. I wanted to include the bottom, okay? And I'm going to draw to vanishing point 1, okay? And from this corner, I'm going to draw to vanishing point 1 too, just in case I should see up and over the top of that bed headboard a little bit, and I do. It's just like the tiniest little slice of the top right here of the top of the headboard that I see. I want the headboard, you know, like so this is the front of the headboard right over here, and I want that to end. Let's say this is a queen, or you could have a king size bed. Go for it. Go for it. Okay, that's going to be a big bed, right? I want you to go to the bottom right over here. And I want you to go to this corner and draw to vanishing point 1. Okay. So I just wanted to mark off the area that is the actual headboard. So this box right here, all of this is the headboard, okay? And we're going to cut legs out of it, okay? Let's say the headboard, the back part is only about, go up about halfway, and we'll just say that part alone is the headboard right there, just this part right here. And you know what, let's make it a little bit lower, because we want to make sure that it's behind the mattress, and you'll see what I mean by that. So we'll do a horizontal line, and then we'll meet this line here. So all of this is like the headboard. It could be covered in fabric. It could be all solid wood. It's up to you, okay? If you want it to be wood, we could put like a little, we could put like a cute little border around it and have a little bit more of a design. Okay, we could do a little border. And then just make sure that this side the border looks a little skinnier because we're looking at it in perspective, okay? And let's just say that this is like a little bit, we'll do like a box within a box. Let's just say this is upholstered. So instead of a straight line here, let's put a slightly curved line here. So it's like a wooden headboard, and then there's like this upholstery on it. You see what I mean? It's like a cushiony part right here that's covered in, it could be leather, it could be fabric, whatever you want. And then right over here, what we have to draw is the other side of the leg. Okay, so if the window is here and the light is here, this is probably going to be the darker side of the bed. Like this is the part that doesn't receive as much light. So I'm just going to put a little bit of shading here just so that you can see this form that we're drawing a little bit better. Okay. Okay. So here's.
You might be absent, but I'm here.
Well, did you come in later? Who is this? Anissa or Zipporah?
It's a lord.
It's Zipporah?
A lord.
Allure? Let me see here. Allure, I marked you present.
Oh.
Okay? Okay, you're not marked present. I mean, you're not marked absent, so don't worry. The only people marked absent are Zipporah and Anissa, and if you two are in here, you let me know. Because I already verified roll. But Allure, you're not marked absent, so don't worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to draw another line right here to finish drawing this leg right here. And then we're going to draw a horizontal line straight back to the wall line. And then draw another vertical line here so that to finish up that leg. Now we're going to erase this line here and draw the wall line back in. When I say the wall line, that's the line where the wall meets the wooden floor. So I'm going to draw that line back here, back in, right there. And I'm going to shade this side of the leg just so that you can see the difference. You can see that it's like three-dimensional. You see that? So that's like the headboard only. That doesn't include the mattress, nothing. Okay? So why am I drawing things like that? Because I want to show you how you can slowly build a drawing so that it makes sense. You're not just drawing some vague lines where people will look at your drawing and go, what is that? You know, you have to be really specific if you want to draw realistically. Okay? Now what you have to draw is the mattress, right? So the mattress would be right up against the headboard and it would extend out this way. So it's kind of like in the shape of a backward L shape, okay? So right underneath this headboard, and maybe like right on the side of the leg here, you're going to start to extend a horizontal line straight out. Okay, and that's going to be your mattress. So, and then right here on this side, this is where, you know, you have the leg. You should show the leg. Right over here is where the other side of the mattress is going to go. So let's just use sketch lines and just go like that. Now we have to figure out, where does the mattress stop? Like that's where your feet go. Where does it stop? Because this bed is humongous. So it's really, really big. So let's figure out what would be a reasonable length for the bed. It can't be really short or this is going to look like some sort of a couch. So let's say maybe right here. Okay. So now we've put this humongous bed in this room. So now I realize that this room is not a really big room unless you're standing in the middle of the room and there's more room in the back of you, right? The person who is viewing this picture. So here's the mattress. Okay. The mattress is all in here. So that means you're going to have to erase all of this because we can't have a see-through mattress, right? Right, folks? So we're going to have to erase all that. Okay, keep your ruler level. This is the other side of the mattress, and then we're going to drop a line straight down like that. A clear ruler is good to have because you can see through it and keep your lines nice and parallel. There we go, right there. So all of this is the mattress. This is the top and that's the side. So let's go ahead and erase all of the information inside there. And you might be saying, oh man, took me forever to draw those floorboards. I know. Okay. Now we have this mattress, but we need some legs here to this bed. So we have a headboard and we need, but we have no footboard. So do you want a footboard? And that's what I'm asking you girls. You want a footboard to this bed? Because somewhere here we're going to have another leg to prop up the mattress. So do you want to have like a matching footboard? It's going to be a little lower than the headboard. It's always lower. Okay, so right now we need to draw the footboard for this bed. Yeah. So the footboard is going to be here. It's going to rise up here. And it has to be lower. Going to be right here. And the bottom of the foot is going to match up with the headboard right here. Almost really close to the bottom of the paper right here. Okay. And let's make it a little bit lower than the headboard. So we'll put it right here. So we're going to draw a tall, skinny rectangle right here. And that's going to represent the side. Okay, that's going to represent the side of the footboard. Okay. And then we're going to go to the two corners up here and we're going to draw to vanishing point 1. Okay. And then that will help us to draw like the whole length this way. So this line here, once it meets this vanishing point line there, it's going to go straight across horizontally, and that's how you finish the footboard. Okay. You could have a footboard that's a little bit like way lower than this. It's just there's a lot of different styles. This leg here needs to look three-dimensional. Okay, so we're going to draw from the corner right over here, this left-hand side, to vanishing point 1. And then we're going to draw a line straight up, like that. Because we want to show a little bit of the leg here, because we should be able to see that because it is not right underneath the vanishing point line. If it's to the right, you should be able to see the front of that leg. Okay, I'm just making it a little bit more straight. And have the mattress end right there, and I think we're going to have to adjust this line. So where that mattress ends, you're going to redraw the line to vanishing point 1. Go like that. And then just bring this over to meet up with that. Okay. So I'm going to just shade this side here, just so that you can see that it's at another angle. Okay. So let's put some blankets on this bed. Okay. You don't want it to look like a bare naked bed. We need some blankets. We need some sheets, some pillows. So we have this, but that's not a pillow. So that's a headboard. So I'm going to draw blankets and pillows. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let you catch up a little bit then. So go back to doing the footboard, okay? And that just looks like a long, tall, skinny rectangle, just like the headboard, except make it a little lower. If you want to make it upholstered so that it matches, you could go ahead and do that, but you don't have to. I forgot to erase, or maybe this line is too dark and I can't erase it anymore. Erase the floor lines through there. If you want to draw a blanket, it's really not that much more you have to do. You just pick a place where the blanket, meets the top of the bed. You just draw a line across. And then right here where it meets the line for the change in angle, you just drop the blanket down. It's actually better if you hand draw the blanket so it doesn't look so mechanical. You want it to kind of look thick and puffy. So it's better if you just kind of draw it by hand. And you see this line right here? You could draw another line that's parallel to it because blankets are, they have a certain amount of thickness, right? And then you can erase that lower line there. Okay, and then you could just have the blanket just hanging like that, a little lower than the mattress. So then erase the mattress line. And if you're done, you can draw a design on the blanket if you want. Let me show you. For period 2, we did a bed up against the back window, and so we did like a upholstered, like a leather or upholstered headboard too, but we had flowers on the blanket like that. It really looks different and much shorter. It almost looks like a couch because of that angle. But here we see more of like the full length of the bed. Since we're looking at the length, it looks more like a bed from this point of view. If you're somebody who uses sheets, you can have an extra line here. We can just follow the line of the floorboard and draw slightly longer sheets like that. So it looks like there is some sheets that are folded over your blanket. Now you got a blanket, you got sheets. So sheets, blankets, those are all like fitted sheet. All of those they used to call those bed clothes. Like the bed is wearing clothes. Those are like bed clothes. Sometimes they're called linens, but an old-fashioned term used to be bed clothes, and I used to find that kind of funny, this idea of a bed wearing clothes. But there's all kinds of things that you could put on a bed. You could put a bed skirt, right? Sometimes people have that, especially if you had one of those cute, like, little girls' rooms where you had, like, pink and bed skirts and lacy, blankets and sheets. That type of thing, you might have had a bed skirt. And what it does is it kind of hides like the underside of the bed. It keeps dust from getting under there, supposedly. And draw pillows. You could just draw them by hand. I actually don't want you to use the ruler too much because then it will like look like your pillows are made out of they're like hard boxes. They're not gonna look really soft. So you could just draw pillows by hand. Just depends on what kind of pillows, but your typical sleeping pillows, just what you could do is just kind of make them like the side of this headboard. Just draw kind of like a long skinny oval shape like that, and then go to the top and use vanishing point 1, and then stop where you want the pillow to end. What you could do is draw 2 pillows because this bed is really big, okay? So just right now, draw it like you're drawing one long pillow. And you see this little curved side here? Just repeat it on this side. And where is the bottom of the pillow going to go? You just go to the bottom of the pillow, use that as a point toward vanishing point 1, and you could just have it like this. if you just want one pillow, you can just leave this alone, and you could say, this is a really big king size pillow. Or one of those body pillows. You could say, it's a body pillow, okay? I don't need to draw another pillow. So you could just keep it like that. If you want 2 pillows, then find the middle here. Easy way to do that is just like when we try to find the middle of the window. Crisscross at the corners. Right there, that's the middle. So then, draw the end of one pillow, then draw a part of the oval side edge of the other pillow. Now you have cut that up into 2 pillows. You see that? Less work. If this pillow looks a little too short, I think we could go ahead and just adjust it. Make it a little bit longer so it looks better. How about that? Fine.
So I don't need a border?
You don't need a border?
Yeah, like the thing, this here. Like, you know, I need to put the like,
Oh, you need help with the footboard.
yeah.
Yeah, you could have a footboard. You want to know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the end of your bed right here. Okay. So here's the bed. Here's the headboard. And okay, like that. Okay. And here's the headboard. Here's the mattress. Okay. How's that go? Okay. So here's the mattress, and it's like this, right? And here's your blanket hanging down, right? You want to know how to draw the footboard, right? So what you should do is leave a little space, and then draw the footboard, the side of the footboard. Make it shorter than the headboard. So let's make it shorter and have it end right here. Have it end right there. Okay. I told you to leave a space between the footboard and the blanket here because you need to draw.
But my line is not coming out straight. Like, it'll look that 3D dimension or whatever.
Let me see. Oh, I see what the problem is. Yovanka, I think you need to make your bed just a little bit longer. Can you make it a little bit longer, and so that this angle here is a little bit more exaggerated? Your bed is very close to the vanishing point, so it's giving you a very shallow angle. I want you to make this longer, and I think it will help you to understand how to draw the footboard, okay? So can you make your bed just a little bit longer, like maybe by 1 inch? Right where your blanket ended, draw a line up like this, up, like that, and then go straight across like that, like this, like that. So we're going straight across like that. That's how you draw your footboard. So I'm going to show you how to draw the pillows. The pillows are basically, you can draw right here on this side, right here. Just draw by hand what looks like an oval like that. Long, skinny. It looks like a big pickle. Now you're going to go to the top right here. Go to the top of your oval and draw to the vanishing point line here. And then go to the bottom and draw to the vanishing point line like this. Okay? Like that. Okay, so now I had to change my drawing because I made my vanishing point different on this drawing. But you see this curve right here, this side of the oval here? You see that? I want you to draw a smaller version right here on this side, like that. Just the one curve. Okay, so this looks like a really big pillow. It's too big. We want two pillows. So how do we draw two pillows? So let's cut this pillow in half. But we have to draw it in perspective. Right? So let's make this one pillow into two pillows. Okay? How do we do that? Look at this. Go here and draw a diagonal line.
Miss, I made my pillow kind of small. Hold on, let me do the line to the very again.
Okay. We're going to draw a line from this corner to the opposite corner now, like this. All right. So now this point right here in the middle of the X is the middle of this pillow. That's the middle. So what I want you to do is draw a line. You see this curve right here? Draw it again like this, right here, through the middle of the X. This is a little bit tricky. You're going to erase right here, just the top part here, and you are going to draw a part of this curve here on this side, and then draw this curve again. Do you see what I'm doing here? So it looks like I'm seeing the side of this pillow over here. And then draw this back of this curve here. And then erase the X, because you don't need the X anymore. Remember, this is just a practice, and we're just trying to learn how to do the basic room and how to draw the furniture. So it doesn't have to look exactly like mine, okay? It looks good? Good job, Yovanka.
Thank you.
All right. All right, good luck in algebra, and hope you get all the help you need. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye, I'll see you. Oh, yesterday I didn't get a chance to finish roll, but I wanted to let you know I did finish it later on in the day when I got the chance. Because Google Meet always takes a record of attendance. So I just looked at that and double checked people who are absent, made sure if I marked you absent, I changed it to present. So you don't have to worry about that. Because Google Meet, every time anyone is on Google Meet or Zoom, yeah, I think I changed yours. Because if you check now, it's not on there. Every time you're on a meet, the program's automatic